streaming. You don't think we're streaming yet?
We are officially now. I just pressed the button.
Oh, okay.
Just took a second to catch up.
Okay.
Now we're good to go.
We're good to go. Okay. So again, I'm John Kruger, and I'm the president of the Board of Trustees of the Estes Valley Public Library District. You don't think we're streaming yet?
We are officially now.
Oh, that came back at us. Okay. February 21st, 6:35 p.m. And we'll call the meeting to order. And we have no public comments, correct, Claudine? Okay. In that case, we will move to our consent agenda. We have several items in that tonight. The first is the minutes of the January 18th Board of Trustees meeting. Also, we have the income and expense report year-to-date January of 2022. We have the study session that the board held on Thursday, February the 3rd, 2022, that covered the this year's operating plan and a discussion of the community needs assessment process. In addition, we had a trustee e-vote with regard to closure of the library for today, Monday, February 21st, due to the annual cleaning of the library. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
John, I so move to accept the consent agenda.
Thank you, David. And a second?
Second.
Beth seconds. Thank you. Anyone have any items that they wish to edit or to remove? I see no one seeking to do that. All in favor, please unmute and vote by verbally aye.
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 Any opposed? It passes. Thank you. We are currently missing 2 of our board members, but we have a quorum. So Peter Johnson is probably with his brother who had major surgery this past week and in Texas. And I'm not sure about Ann Dewey, but she hasn't joined us yet. Okay. Tonight we have the opportunity to meet the technical team, technical and facility services staff. And Allison Cavis is our fairly recently appointed supervisor for that team. And I'm going to turn it over to her and let her share screen and lead the presentation to the board.
All right, let's see if I can do that. So I'll share my screen. Here we go. Let's get this started.
That's the trustee. Oh, okay. No, that's your team.
That one's good too, but
okay. Yeah.
That one we're going to come up with later.
Yeah, that's the right one.
1 second here. I had big plans of getting my tabs ready. Team, Board of Trustees meet the staff. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay. So the technical services team is here with you today, sometimes called the technical services and facilities team. And we're each going to read our slide and introduce ourselves to you. We are Allison Cavis, that's myself. I'm the technical services and facilities supervisor, usually just called TS supervisor for short. Kathleen Case is our acquisitions librarian. Jamie Murphy is the systems librarian. Cindy Standifer is our resource sharing assistant. And Andres Baron Lopez is our operations assistant. Here's me. I'm the technical services supervisor. I've been with the library since October 2015, and I've been the TS supervisor since, I think, very late November 2021. My essential duties are operations, strategy, and special projects, I oversee, support, and document our integrated systems. So we have many, many systems that all talk to each other. Those are all mine. All of the back of the house stuff, really. And then 20% facilities, taking care of our building. My strategic projects this year under our operating plan is foremost to welcome the patrons back into our meeting spaces and into our building generally. We missed them during COVID. Overhaul the staff tech training curriculum. We want to keep our staff up to date. We have so many new staff coming in. And make finding our library materials delightful. I'll be supervising our librarians in making our materials easy to find, easy to use. Building physical and technical capacity for the future. If that's upgrading our equipment, we'll be upgrading our entire Wi-Fi system this year. New self-checks, all kinds of stuff. And then project management, debriefs, and data for the entire building. And then everybody has a Mark, we're continuing a Mark Riffle tradition where everyone has their little icons to tell us, so you can understand a little bit about who we are off the clock. Oh, let's see here. All right, take it away, Jamie. Jamie.
You'll need to unmute yourself, Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie Murphy, and I've been at the library for just over 6 years now. My essential duties are systems administration, which makes up the bulk of what I do, special collection management, and TS support and other duties. That systems administration, the main systems are the integrated library system, the public-facing catalog, and our reporting and analytics platform. Special collections include periodicals, large print books, and online databases, among a few others. And some strategic projects I'm involved in are implementing ILS features to improve staff and patron experience overall. Improve and create reports to foreground state statistics and district goals, and administer digital displays for new, seasonal, and trending collections. Those collections are created by Kathleen and Cindy, and I help with getting them working digitally.
All right, Cindy Standifer.
I'm the resource sharing and collection management person. I've been with the library for about 8 years. 7.5 of those years were with patron services, and I'm just new to the technical team over the last 5 months. I work about 32 hours a week. My essential duties are resource sharing, which is the interlibrary loan system. I submit the requests for our patrons. I bring them into the library, and I put them back out of the library. So I receive them and return them. The collection strategies, display, and maintenance is a 30% of part of my job. Collection maintenance is basically going into the collection, making sure our shelves are in order, the shelf reading is complete, just so that our patrons have a positive look when they go into the system and can find the books that they are looking for. Also, I do create and merchandise all the monthly displays here at the library, making them as good as I can. Let's put it that way. And trending for what we're doing for the week and for the month. Some of my other duties are just team functions and meetings and as such. My strategic projects for 2022, we'll be working with the Acquisitions Librarian to create the new and seasonal and trending collections and displays, working with letting her know what materials we might need to add to the collection in order to have those displays show for our public. I'm also going to offer visible, proactive interlibrary loan services to our patrons and book clubs. This is something we're going to do with offer a visual, maybe books we're reading display that the book clubs are reading, and that this will give them an opportunity to tell us what books they're reading, maybe give us a synopsis of those and recommend them for other patrons and for the other book clubs.
Thank you, Cindy. All right, Andres.
Hello again. Andres Baron Lopez. I've been working with the library for a little bit over 6 months by now. As an operations assistant, I started in October. So it's that November, December, January, February. Well, 4 months passed already. My essential duties are 35% basic IT and help desk. So if my coworkers need any help with the systems that Allison is in charge and design, I do my best to help. And also for all the patrons that are using our computer commons and all our services, I'm always there and available to make sure they have a good experience and they keep coming. Facilities and operation, 35% of my time, making sure that the building is in good shape, top shape, and just changing through the seasons and making sure everything is operational. 30% public service and other duties. I see myself on that percent as a good greeter for patrons, making sure that they find the information they're looking for and that they are aware of all the services that the library is capable and it's providing right now. As part of the strategic projects for 2022, I am in charge of support and improve meeting spaces, which is one of our services that day in, day out are used by the patrons and by us as well. Bookable study rooms, same day reservations. This is something that we have seen since I started, something that patrons always ask, can I reserve in Gem, Lily, Dream, or Bear? So it's something that is there and we're gonna make it happen. Prepare for return of a book librarian services. Again, this is something that on my day in, day out, I've been hearing a lot, and patrons ask for this service in terms of their technology and better using the services that the library provides. Train new staff in technical skills, making sure that everybody's on top of their game and the ongoing technical skill set for all of us. It's there and ground-proofed. Upgrade buildings Wi-Fi, as Allison mentioned before. Upgrade the library presentation systems, wireless presentation systems, and support research to identify needs of English learning residents in Estes Park. I speak Spanish fluently, so that's been also a good tool that I've been able to use at the library. So it's very nice to meet you and looking forward to see you around in the library.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Did we?
We missed Kathleen.
Kathleen. There she is.
She was supposed to be.
Kathleen.
There I am. My name's Kathleen. I'm the Acquisitions Librarian. I've been at the library for over 25 years. I started as a volunteer in 1996. I work 40 hours a week. My essential duties are collection management, 75% of the time, analyze collection report data, 10% patron requests and other duties, 10% of the time, and hopefully book a librarian will come back this year, and that will be 5% of my time. My strategic projects this year are to collaborate with Cindy, the resource sharing librarian, on creating new seasonal and trending collection displays for the patrons. Cindy does an amazing job. Support Cindy in proactive service to the book clubs and to increase Hoopla lending limit and raise awareness of all digital collections.
Thank you. Now we can go to the last slide. All right. Any questions for us?
Board? Any questions?
I
You
have
have
a
to
question.
unmute. Yeah.
My mute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is someone on this team responsible for the web page?
That's me.
Okay. Noticed a lot of changes and in a positive way.
good.
So pretty exciting. It seems like every time I go to the site, it's looking different. And
Okay.
I think that's a good thing.
Good. Yes. We always accept feedback on the website, and I'm in charge of estesvalleylibrary.org. And then I work very closely with Jamie to keep catalog.estesvalleylibrary.org up and running. And Jamie has been adding new features, and I've been sort of styling them, just like you would,
Okay.
like you would style Barbie hair, kind of. So Jamie's been actually adding major features. And I've just been putting a twist on them as a
Okay.
touch. So I have a really fun job. But yes,
Claudine, you have your hand up.
features.
I always loved the Mark Riffle little things to know about me icons, and I just I happen to know a lot about like the cinnamon. Is that Cindy actually bakes cinnamon rolls for us? God bless her. She also is, we call her Cinnamon Cindy because we have 2 Cindys on staff. So there's Cindy Money, and now you all know Cinnamon Cindy. But I had a question, which was, Andres, what's up with the Batman?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Well, I do like it as one. I think it's on certain ways a role model, but I'm a comic book and graphic novel fanatic since I was little. So I think I decided to put Batman because, well, there you go. I think everybody recognizes it. It's like if I put Bob Marley, they're like, oh, he likes reggae. Or I think it's an icon now, and it's very recognizable. But it's yeah, just to summarize it, I do enjoy graphic novels and comic books. I used to read way more when I was a teenager, other like literature genres, but now I'm deep into graphic novels, and there's some very good, more gritty, darker about Batman, which I like a lot.
Andres, my son, who is now 48 years old, probably has enough graphic novels to open his own store.
Well, there you go.
He gets series of about 40 each week.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like he's running a comic book store.
But sounds like a good friend to have.
When he comes out this summer, I'll have him come in and meet you.
Oh yeah, we can exchange some titles and see what's up.
That'd be great.
Thank you much.
Any other questions from anyone? Well, I want to express. Yeah,
I'm
Beth,
sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
Beth.
I'm so curious about everyone's icons, and y'all skipped them. Everyone skipped them, and I don't know if that was intentional. But I was wondering if there were a couple more that we could hear about.
Sure. Do we have time for icons?
Yes, we probably won't do the trustee since we don't have a full board tonight, if that's okay. So let's do that. If we can run back through the slides. Tell us a little something about strange ones. Are you an artist, Allison?
I am an artist. I went to art school for 4 years. Yes. I meant to grab something to show you. Maybe I'll grab something when I'm off camera. But yeah, I am an artist and a crafter. And I'm very into aircraft and space stuff and space launches. And then I put a picture of my dog on there. And I'm also a computer programmer in my spare time, as well as my work time.
Right.
I have some at-home computer programming I do to unwind.
To unwind. Okay.
Yep. So those are my icons. Yeah. So I actually design mission patches for space missions as one of my after-work activities.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I have one on the International Space Station now.
Congratulations.
See if I can grab it for you and show it to you later.
Okay.
All right. Jamie, tell us about your icon. Oh, your most intriguing one is missing.
I like hiking, big mountains, the taller the better, sleeping outside. And these past couple years, I've really gotten into snowboarding.
Oh.
So lots of outdoor time. And then, of course, reading when I'm not outdoors.
Where do you go snowboarding?
A little bit. I've been dabbling in some backcountry up near Hidden Valley. Not a whole lot of that. Just starting out with that, and then Eldora. I've been liking Winter Park, Steamboat Springs. So.
Have you done any backpacking, camping out in the park?
It's been not in a good while now. I hope to get some more of that in this summer.
Good. Okay. Well, we heard about the cinnamon rolls, Cindy. What else? You're a gardener?
I'm a gardener. We have our own raised beds here at the house, so we spend a lot of summertime doing vegetable gardening. I'm an avid book reader, and so that's the bookworm. We do like to hike on occasion, and the boy and girl are my grandkids. They're very special.
That's great. Are they here local?
No, they're in Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
You heard about Batman?
You know,
Yeah.
I like, I'm an avid road biker and I like to go on touring trips. I have not started one in Colorado. Next week will be my first year in the States. So I'm finally a little settled. So looking forward to do the peaks to peaks from Netherlands to Estes Park on my single speed. Let's see what happens. Hiking, I do enjoy it. I'm a biologist, so I've been in very nice ecosystems all over the world, but just reduced to the Western hemisphere. I've not been in the Eastern, looking forward to do that. I like soccer. Liverpool is my favorite team of all time, and I'm very excited because the first Colombian group by Liverpool just started on the team and made his first goal yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. So go Liverpool. I like boxing a lot. I wish I can practice more, but I enjoy watching it since I was little until now. And my wife and I, we enjoy rescue bully mixes like pit bulls. And we have two. One is 12 years old, both females. And the newer one, it's a 2-year-old. And we are in love with the breed since long time ago. Those are my icons.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how does Kathleen keep getting skipped? There we go.
My icons are hiking, of course, living here in Colorado. That's a good place to hike. I like to bird. I also love my cat. I'm interested in sewing. There's a sewing machine there. I haven't been doing much of that lately. I was hoping to do more today, but instead I was out walking, and then I came home and I made some treats that I'll bring to work tomorrow, and reading. And I'm trying to start, I have house plants, but I'm also interested in getting to do some outdoor gardening. So luckily we have Allison and Cindy on the team, and they lend lots of really good advice.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all. So as I was going to say a little earlier, really appreciate your team and all the work that you do with the library. And thanks for presenting tonight to us. It's good for us to get to know you a little bit better.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Okay. Claudine, my suggestion at this point, again, would be to try to do the recording of the trustees when we have all of the trustees instead of having it split up. Is that okay?
It's fine with me. It's
Okay.
up to the rest of the board who put in some pretty adorable photos, but we can wait, John.
Board, if you want to get it done, those of you that are here, we can, but that'd be my suggestion, is try to have a full board. And we'll apologize to the technical team that they won't hear us tonight, but you'll be able to access the recording when we get it done.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And you're welcome to stay. That's something I hope the entire staff are aware that you're always welcome to sit in on our board meetings, whether it's on Zoom, the streaming, or if and when we are back in the library for our board meetings, we definitely welcome you as staff and as citizens of the community to join us. So it'll be up to you if you want to stay for the next half hour of our business or not. Okay.
There'll be no hard feelings, John, if they carry on for the rest of their evening.
Not at all. Not at all.
Thanks, John.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for coming, and we'll have like a little we'll show you the recording next time of the trustees.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, team.
Thank
I'm
you.
sticking around, but I'll see you guys at work.
Yeah, you have to stay, Allison.
Yep, I'm hanging out.
Okay. Okay. Strategic discussion and reports. I guess that's me. Future board meetings. I'm personally kind of anxious to get back to meeting in person. We are going to ask Claudine to do a private poll of the board with regard to your willingness to do that, or whether you would prefer or need to keep doing it via Zoom. For now, our next session is the study session in March, and that will be by Zoom. And Lynn and Claudine will be leading that session. Anyone have any comments that they'd like to extend with regard to the meeting in public together live versus continuing Zoom? No comments?
I'll just make one comment. The $ Cindy over the weekend, and I haven't ever met her. It's quite lovely just to see her. So it was nice to be in person. And so I would say if we can, it would be great to get together, and we have to pay attention to what's coming up in the external world. So I don't know. It feels a little challenging to make a definitive, this is what we're doing. I would love to be able to be flexible about it if we can. That's my only suggestion.
Okay. I definitely would want to watch what's happening in Larimer County with regard to COVID. So, you know, I have a bridge club, and today I asked the same question of those folks, and all but 2 people said they'd like to stop wearing masks even coming. So for now, we're going to continue, but I think most people are starting to feel a bit more comfortable with the status of things and vaccination and so forth. And if we did meet, of course, we could start it with requiring masks of everyone. The key thing there is just because you wear a mask, if someone else doesn't, you're really protecting other people with your mask more than you're protecting yourself. So those are the options ahead of us, and I hope that maybe we can look to either the March or the April meeting to start meeting in person again. But we'll take a poll and we'll see. Allison has indicated, I think, some difficulty with regard to the partial live and partial Zooming that we did the one time last year. So that's a little difficult. David, do you have some? Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that in addition to masks, would we be able to start out in the Hondius room rather than the Wasson room to be able to do the social distancing?
Yes, yes. The Hondius room is saved for us as of now for our meetings. So
Okay.
yeah, and we could. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just think that's important, and I agree. It's a dynamic situation. It changes daily, so.
Appreciate that.
But my preference would be, if we do get back, it would be starting in the Hondius room. So.
Okay, and have us separated as much as we can. Okay, fair enough. Anyone else? Okay. All right. We will be asking Claudine to send out a little question for you with regard to the options there and see where we go from there. I would very much like it to be unanimous for us if we're going to try to go to live meeting sessions. Okay. Finance Committee.
Okay, John. We move quickly there. So it's the time of the year where it's not a lot of activity for the Finance Committee. For us wonks, it's always interesting for me to watch the cash flow of income for the library. As of January, you may have seen that it's a $47,000 deficit, but that changes quickly with the cash flow. I'm just bringing this up because I've always found it interesting. By March and April, everything will be in the black for the rest of the year, just because of the property tax, the way it comes in the spring. Cindy points out very well, continue work on month 13. That should be coming soon. The audit is supposed to start this week. One of the most significant things is Colorado Trust Plus return rate is finally up, and at least somewhat significantly from the trend it's been in recent years. So that should help. And just more ongoing things with waiting for bids on the E-rate items. And Claudia, maybe you can help me. Did you postpone hiring the accounting clerk, or was that just waiting to interview?
We're receiving applications right now.
Okay.
So it's active. We're in process.
And that's the gist, is it's in process. So, but most normal things are moving forward accordingly. And after a lively discussion, one of the things we will come to consensus was of which is the best grocery store to go to. So, sorry, I had to put that in. We had
But we don't tell anybody.
So we do have interesting talks in our finance committee, and it's not always targeted towards the business. Excuse me. So, but anyway, it's early in the year. Things move on according to plan, and hopefully it'll be that way for the rest of the year. So.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for the finance committee? I have one thing to point out. Finance policy calls for us to have a 3-month reserve in the short term. I realize that all of the funds that we have as far as investment are pretty much in Colo Trust. But we need to identify that we have that a 3-month, which should be something in excess of $602,000, where right now it shows much less than that. You may be waiting for the 13th month, but we need to do that as soon as possible.
John, and I will ask Cindy to chime in here. Waiting for the 13th month is mainly what is going to be transferred to the long-term reserves. Are we talking the same thing? Because Cindy has been monitoring to make sure the operating fund and short-term is according to what we need to do. And Cindy, do you have any comment on that?
Yeah. Thanks. Here. Let's see. Thanks for bringing that up, John. Normally I do that as soon as we finalize the budget. And thank you for pointing that out. I did not do that. I will get that transferred tomorrow.
I mean, we've got the funds in one account or the other, and whether you move it from long-term or operating account, just so it shows on our books and our records that we're meeting that policy item, I think.
Absolutely. And that's what the policy says. And that's definitely what we need to do.
Okay.
And John, I think you just caught not in a real time. This is something that Cindy routinely monitors. And this was just a logistic process. So she'll get it taken care of, I'm sure.
Yeah, not a problem. Claudine, did you have?
Yeah, I'm kind of gleeful, John, as I'm reading the finance policy that Cindy didn't do anything, it says the balance will fluctuate throughout the year, but at year's end, the account should retain sufficient funds for the first 2 months of the year until new tax revenue is received to sustain operating expenses. I'm just nerding out with you, Cindy. All is well.
You said 2 months, I believe. Short term requires 3 months.
It does, but the operating,
operating is different. Yeah,
I really wanted to throw a lifeline to Cindy.
We got plenty in both operating and short term to cover the 2 requirements. I'm being a stickler. That's all. Sorry. Okay.
That's your job, John. That's your job.
Part of it. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Finance Committee, from you or questions to them? Nope. Okay. We'll move on to the library report. Claudine?
I think that if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I just want to highlight Allison since she's here, but also because it was such a fun report on the annual, what's going on with the facilities and what's the overview. She has a spreadsheet. She's happy to share it. But the main point was, did anyone catch for only $300,000, the HVAC system can be perfect. So Allison is available to answer any questions about the facility, and I'm happy to answer any other questions on the report.
I appreciate very much the detail that you gave with regard to the plans, Allison. You're picking up right where Mark used to be on that.
I sure hope so.
So we have the funds to do things that absolutely need to be done. And if it's not currently in the budget, but ought to be done this year, it just needs to be brought to the trustees and we can change that.
Can do. We're really tracking beautifully with scheduled maintenance, and we of course have a great fund for any eventualities that might crop up, and then beyond that. But yeah, we're really I think we're sitting pretty.
It looks, certainly reads that way, sounds that way, that things are in better shape than we may have anticipated even.
Yeah, I hope that feels like good news. I wanted to
It is.
bring to everybody's attention. I've heard multiple vendors say that one of the first things they do, they walk in, they look at the entrance, they go, "This is a really nice library. This is built in like 2001, right?" I'm like, no, 1991. So yeah, it's a young looking library, which I always find a nice compliment. Like if someone told me I looked. Thank you.
Well, we have taken good care of it, and we've done some, remodel kinds of things and so forth. And I'm sure that's helped in that regard. And as long as we keep that up, hopefully we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, Allison, I loved your quote. We're in the prime of our adulthood here at the public library.
I just loved that part and found it so fascinating, and sort of the transition from capital improvements to adaptations, where you're starting to sort of limp and try to make a building from another era work. And that's not where we are. We're in the prime of our life. We also had Briggs Carpet Care out today to clean the carpet, and they said this is the really good stuff. This is made of recycled tires.
Oh,
So
okay.
even the carpet's passing muster with the
So
carpet.
when we replaced the carpet, we did a good job.
Yeah. So we've made all kinds of great decisions.
Good. Thank you very much.
There's certainly stuff that's on my mind. I want to get that roof recoated. I want that silver stuff on.
Yeah. The roof, I think, is priority. Sounds like to me.
And
There's
it is
some things there
budgeted for, and we're working on scheduling it. So
sure. Need to wait for winter to be over with.
yeah, they're not going to be pouring anything anytime soon.
Understood.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions there on the facilities part? Claudine, the rest of your report?
Can I answer any questions I can answer? Okay. So tightly
No
written.
one?
Good.
Okay. I guess it makes sense to everyone. Okay.
I was really curious, Sarah, were you the president of the board when we did the major overhaul of the facility? Just curious.
We just talked about HVACs a lot. Glad to hear we still talk about it a lot.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
Okay. You have the contracts and agreements that you want to go over?
I
Or
find
not?
this to be another Q&A, John. Yes, I'd actually like to touch on that. So the recurring calendar items, trustees, is that at the first quarter of the year, we do a facilities overview, and that's what Allison just did in a narrative form. We have spreadsheets behind it that Cindy and Allison work on together, and I'm marginally involved just to make sure we're sticking to the plan, but otherwise they've got it. And then we also do in the first quarter a review of the IGA's MOUs and contracts. For those of you who've been around for a while, the only thing I really want to point out is, boy, it used to be 1 page, and then it was 2 pages, and now it's 3 pages. And a lot of the contract work now is because two things have changed in the last 7 years. One is, very wisely, I think, we're beginning to do agreements with all of our presenters, all of our program partners. So that's why it's so lengthy. And of course, Kathleen is very busy, largely Kathleen, but now Jamie with databases and our integrated library system has, it is one big contract, but boy, it's its own story. Anyway, a lot of additional contract work and agreement work with our digital collections. So happy to answer any questions. The objective of this exercise with you, this annual review, is so that you are not surprised as the governing board by who the library is in partnership with, who we're paying money to in a contract form. So I'm going to just be quiet for a moment, and if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Very good. Anyone? Questions? I agree with Claudine. It's important for us to know who we're doing business with and who we have agreements with and involved and so forth. So I hope you've looked through it and keep it handy. The ones that are key for the board, of course, are the more expensive ones, per the financial policy. Many of these fall strictly within Claudine's preview as far as moving forward with them. There are a few annual renewals and so forth as well that are somewhat automatic. Anyone? Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Anything else, Claudine, from you
No, sir.
today? Okay.
That's it.
Then we will move to Sarah Walsh and the Friends and Foundation.
I don't have much
Welcome.
to share. Our membership mailing went out on February 1st, so we're just busy collecting all those checks and thanking all of our new donors and old donors. Uli did, in fact, start our audit today. She already this morning had a list of items she needed. So fun to see that she's processed through the 150 documents that were uploaded to the portal so quickly. So working on that this week. She's wonderful to work with.
Good. Okay. So maybe I should ask the rest of the board, did everyone get that letter? I did not.
So if you made a donation at year end, John, we did not send the ask to folks that just donated. So
Okay.
our entire database, except for donors that had given from November 1st to February 1st.
So the Colorado Gives Day folks wouldn't be included.
They would not, but
Okay.
there's going to be another mailing that goes out.
Right.
I'm just giving it a couple months between the last time we asked and the next time we ask. Just so
Okay.
that everyone in the community knows about Craig Johnson and the opportunity to, if they become a library lover, they get a complimentary ticket to Craig Johnson in June.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anyone have any other questions? We had in our packet their budget as well for this year for your review. We have no control over that other than we asked them for a certain amount of money, and that the actual ask for it will come in November. Is that right? Yeah, November per the MOU. So, no? Okay, we have a quiet group tonight. All right. In that case, I'll move to our one action item. In our discussions at the study session earlier this month, we talked about the process with regard to community needs assessment. In discussions, the government affairs committee and Claudine, we thought it would be advisable to have a task force. And with that task force will include certain staff, but also two board members. And I've asked Lynn Lawson and Kay Weston to participate in that. As we move forward, Claudine is receiving the information from a variety of contractors and different approaches to do that. And you'll be able to review that and then also have some discussion, whoever is selected, the task force recommends, hopefully at our March meeting, then to follow up with them with regard to the specifics of how it's carried out, the kinds of questions and that sort of thing, the kind of report that we receive. That doesn't require any vote. It's within my preview as president to make that appointment. I've asked both Lynn and Kay, and they're both expressed willingness to participate. So that's for your information. Any new business that is not on our agenda that anyone wants to bring up at this point? None? Okay. Upcoming meetings, as I mentioned earlier, Thursday, March 3rd, 6:30 p.m. via Zoom will be study session. Claudine will be sharing a review of the Colorado Sunshine Law. And then Lynn would like to have some discussion around board and officer succession planning for the Board of Trustees. So that will be the agenda. Yes, Claudine.
Lynn, I recall you were interested in sunshine law review, officer succession planning, parliamentary procedures, and annual review of bylaws. I made it a shorter agenda on the board packet, but those are just notes that I take when I have conversations with each of you. Is that what I can send out a lot of material. Is that more than you'd like?
I mean, I guess I would ask, when I reviewed the bylaws to do orientation for Anne, it made me aware of some things I had forgotten about term limits and how long can officers be officers in certain roles. And it just sort of raised some issues to me that I thought we as a group needed to talk about. So I don't think we need to go through all the bylaws, but Claudine, when we send material out ahead of that study session, if we could include the bylaws or simply remind everybody to take a look at what's in their binders ahead of time, I think that would be helpful in preparation for that.
Especially
discussion.
around the officer roles and limits and so forth. I think that would be a good idea for everyone to review that and be up to date.
Yeah.
Sounds like a board operations review to me. And I think it's nerdy, useful stuff, Lynn. So we'll put together a little package and it's something that we can use again in a year or two. So I think I've got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
very good. And then our next regular Board of Trustee meeting is Monday, March 21st, 6:30 p.m. On your agenda, it says Hondius Room. If we have objection to a live meeting by some of the board, then we will revert to Zoom. But as I said, we'll be monitoring how Larimer County is doing with regard to COVID cases and so forth in the meantime. That's the current plan. Appreciate your attendance and participation. And yes, Sarah.
Just a quick question for clarity to the Finance Committee. What was that rate of return you said for Colorado Trust? Did you mention that?
No, I didn't mention the actual rate. If I can see it here, it went up from like 0.0489% all the way up to 0.0891.
It doubled almost.
Which is close to doubling. And that rate seems, out to 5 digits seems trivial, but for what they do, it is a significant increase.
Okay, thank you.
And we're hopeful that it may continue to increase a little bit, although that will reflect inflation for other things in our lives too. So we'll see where that goes. The board or the Finance Committee, Sarah, is watching this closely with regard to possibly moving some of our long-term investments into something like a CD and so forth. We have a lot more limits as to what we can do with library funds, as you're
right,
aware.
of course.
Okay. All right. In that case, it is now 7:24 p.m. and I'll call the meeting adjourned. Thank you again for your participation and invite Allison to stop the stream.